Friends, welcome back to Willie's Wheels. This is my first ride and review of the Himalayan 450. And this particular bike is very special to me for a very, very special reason. And I'll tell you why at the end, so stay tuned. So the Himalayan 450 is a complete redesign for the Himalayan range. It's got a 452cc liquid-cooled engine, and it's pretty much a complete redesign from the Himalayan 411. I had the Scram 411 for a couple of weeks on loan, and I didn't really get on with it. It didn't really speak to me. It wasn't very exciting. It felt underpowered and a bit cheap, if I dare say. This seems to signify a new era for Royal Enfield. It's got a TFT screen, it's got LED lights, all of the controls and bits and bobs on initial glance seem high quality. So I'm really looking forward to getting to know this bike more in the near future. And without giving too much away, and I'll tell you more at the end of the video, but I'm gonna really get to know this bike in the next few weeks, that's for sure. Now, if you like this video, please hit like and consider subscribing. It really helps me get my video out in front of more people, and I love making videos like this. So in order for me to do it more, I'd really appreciate the support. Isn't she cute? Most notably, it's now liquid cooled. It's got a 402cc liquid cooled engine. It's got a removable rear subframe. It's got a whole new redesign of the body. It's got a TFT screen and different rider modes because it's now ride-by-wire. There's a whole lot of things on this bike which once were reserved for more luxury brands and motorcycles. And honestly, on paper, and looking at the bike here, it's amazing that Royal Enfield have managed to bring it in at such a low price point. So we're going to find out if it all falls apart on the road, or if actually this is an incredible value for money bike. Woohoo! First ride, let's go. All right. So, the Himalayan 450 then. I'm really interested to see how this bike performs as bumpies. Oy, oy, oy. Hey, it's smooth. As someone who is bigger, I guess, than the average customer, 6'3" and a little bit, and also heavy. I'm 102 kilos, ooh, which I think makes me technically obese, which is quite alarming. I'm gonna sneeze. Wow, guys, that's it. Oh, it's been a while since I've done one of these. So the Himalayan 450 has Showa suspension, which is really quite impressive considering the price of this. I'm going to put the new on the road price here. It's around 5 grand in the UK. These things tend to get viewed over the years, so I don't want to get it wrong by saying the wrong thing. That's the current 2025 July. And yeah, it's soaking up these bumps really well. Certainly a lot better than my Bonnie, which bottoms out all the time. The only adjustment you get on the suspension is the rear preload can be adjusted. I think I just got stung. Ow. Ah, this is not the Himalayan that I used to know. This thing's got some poke. Wow. And it sounds alright as well, you know. I mean, that's 0 to 50 in not too shabby a time. I think the biggest concern when you're considering buying this is does it have usable power? Regardless of what kind of riding you're doing, you want to be able to have a bit of power on tap to accelerate away from danger or enjoy your life, you know, all of those things. And right off the bat, I would definitely say that this it's not even comparable to the old one. I'm going to stop comparing it. I'm just going to look at this thing in its own right. It's got a decent amount of power. And that 6th gear is a really nice addition. Now you will notice I've got this is an aftermarket screen on the front here. So wind protection for me currently is going to be, I'd say, a darn sight better than the stock screen, which is much smaller. It's kind of the outline of this. Very common when you go touring, get a bigger screen, and I'm a lot taller as well, so this little extra thing is just shifting the wind above my head. It's quite a nice place to be here. So I've got the standard seat on. It is adjustable. There's like a small millimeter, kind of 5-10 mil difference. There's a difference in a low height seat height and a high seat height. This is in the high position. I'm still flat-footed comfortably. I probably should tweak the rear suspension a bit because there's a decent little bit of sag when you sit down, which makes it a bit more when you're standing. With the weight on my bike, the bike sags down a fair amount, so I can get my feet flat-footed easily. You can also get a low seat for this, and also a touring seat, which just looks a bit more comfortable for long distances. I will say, my initial thoughts of the seat, I'm sat, because of my arm length and the way the bars are kind of tilted slightly more towards me, I'm sat on the rear portion of the seat, rather than right in, I don't know if you can see that, against the tank. Right in against the tank, I feel like I'm really leaning forwards, which might be nice for a bit more like technical riding. It takes the weight off your arms as well, really nicely. But I naturally want to sit further back in the seat, so I might see if I can tilt these bars a touch forward, get a bit more arm room. There's still decent power to get a quick overtake in as well. That was second into third. I didn't even think twice about that. This really is quite usable power, and you can rev right up to 8,000 RPM, which we'll give a go when is appropriate, of course. So up front, attached to these Showa forks, is a 21-inch front wheel. 21 and 17 is the combo on this bike, and it feels a little reminiscent to my Scrambler 1200 XE, with a big 21-inch front wheel, obviously designed for getting over obstacles and things off-road. You get a really nice turn in. It's not shy to kind of tip into corners at all straight away, and I must say I have never ridden this bike before, and it's very confidence inspiring. This doesn't feel alien at all. It sounds good. Yeah, the turn-in is just really keen. And I gotta say, it feels sportier than I could have envisaged. Even with this big old granddad screen and stuff. So attached to that 21-inch front wheel is a 2-pot single disc caliper, and the brakes are from Bybury, which is Brembo's Indian, I guess, cheaper alternative. It's got good feel, good bite as well. We'll test the rear in a little bit, but yeah, first impressions are this is a nice place to be. I don't think the front forks have any adjustability at all. Obviously you could spring them or put more or less oil in or whatever. You could take it to a specialist and have them properly dial it in for you. I'd say feels pretty balanced. I would notch the rear preload up a touch for me because I'm heavy. But for a first ride, I feel really comfortable on here. This is now ride-by-wire as well, so the throttle is all managed by the ECU. And there are different modes and things I'm not sure we'll get into in this video. But the The roll-on of power is really nice and smooth. It's just a shame there's so much traffic. So cockpit wise, you've got this nice TFT, which is controlled with a combination of, there's a home button here, there's a mode button which you can change when you're stopped, and then you can flick through all your settings and things. Oi! And with this aftermarket screen, you can see there's a bar there where you can attach your quad lock mount. I put mine down here because I just instinctively like it there. But if you were going to do some rallying or long tours, you can have your phone nice and high up on the screen there, which is cool. And vibes wise, this of course is a single cylinder. You learn to expect vibrations because of the nature of the bike thumping away. But actually, when you're in the lower RPMs, you can kind of sense it's there, but there's no vibrations really coming through either the handlebars or my feet or my bum. I think I probably can feel the engine the most through the foot pegs. Oh, hello cuz. It's nothing like the Scram 411 I had, which when you revved it, literally the fuel tank would be like sounded like it was going to shake apart. They've obviously put some nice rubber mounts or something in there, which are helping massively with vibrations, so that's great. Honestly, I'm very comfortable. Feet position, it's very neutral. I would say the combination of this seat kind of feeling like it's angled forwards and where my feet are, I wouldn't mind some little knee pads there. I keep kind of like leaning forward. It's like an anticipation feeling almost, like literally like you're on the edge of your seat, you know. I wouldn't be mad if the seat was a bit flatter, to be honest with you. But weight distribution's nice. I mean, I've literally just started riding this bike today and get the little 2 mile/hour cruise, which is great. Now, the previous owner of this motorcycle has put in some extras on this screen, and you might have seen them already. It's not slow. He did say that it's quite easy to leave your indicator on because the stalk is a bit vague, and the indicator on the TFT there is very small. So he's put in these little LEDs up here, which are really useful. That's really helpful. Yeah, this stalk, when you cancel, it's like you want to do that. I feel like that's cancelled, but actually it's a proper click. So thank you, Julian, for that. You see the dive. The rear brake is punchy. It's amazing. Yeah, just to go back to the seating position. Even on a flat, it feels like you're going downhill a bit. Like the seat leans you forward, the pegs position in such a way that you feel like you're kind of leaning forward, which I guess is good. Like you're alert, you feel like you're on it, but I can't help but feel like I'm sliding a little bit. I tell you what, I'm really excited to see what other bikes uses this Sherpa engine, because it's quite charming already. We're only a few minutes in, and it feels really good. Love it. Right, let's stop here near these funny looking animals, and I'll walk you around some more features of the bike. Bosh. Now, whenever I wear this jacket, people always ask me where it is, and so I thought I'd tell you what it is. It's the Merlin Shenstone mesh jacket, and I'm not sure you can see, but hopefully you can. If I brighten this up a bit, perhaps you can see. There you go. This is a mesh jacket with armour in the back and the front, and it comes with a waterproof liner, so it is waterproof-ish. It's all right in a shower, but it's like a spring summer. To be honest, I've ridden it in like November and it's been fine with the liner in. It's a spring summer kind of jacket with a waterproof liner, and it's honestly, it's like 30 degrees today, and I mean, I'm warm, but I'm not so warm that I don't want to leave the house. so that's an absolute win. They still make it. Merlin, I actually have tons of Merlin stuff. Yeah, it's been good enough for me to kind of spend quite a bit of money on their gear. I've got trousers and boots and everything from them, and it is proper good. Had this for 3 years now. Yeah, so would recommend Merlin Shenstone. I'll put a link in the description. So we've done a few miles so far. I'm feeling very at home on this, which again is a very good thing. I'll tell you why at the end. And I've got to say, it's actually really impressive. It feels way more refined than I expected. Generally, I think all the knobs and buttons and stuff feel good quality, which is a massive thing, I think, and often can be overlooked with like bikes that come in at a lower price point, is like everything you touch needs to feel good, which sounds so obvious, but so many people get it wrong. So yeah, been very impressed so far. One feature, which is a massive change for Royal Enfield, is this TFT screen. And there's something you can do on there with their map app. And we're going to give it a try now. I haven't set it up or anything, so we'll see how it goes. This is a true test. No fake cinema BS or whatever. We're actually going to try and connect it now for the first time. So this TFT screen, it's either 5 or 7 inches, I can't remember, but it's good enough size to have your speedo and all of that stuff. I've literally just got on the bike today, so I haven't gone through like all of the functions, but the main one is using this mode button here, is you can switch rider modes, because we've now finally got throttle by wire. So skids are back on the menu. Love to see it. The one feature I want to try is using their turn-by-turn navigation using the TFT. Okay, so to connect the app to the phone on the Himalayan, all we need to do is navigate to the right of the lower trip. So you go right, and then you hold right on the selector, and this code will come up. So we're just holding right there, like that. And then you can scan it and connect. I won't tell you how long I spent in the menu looking for like connection settings before I actually Googled it. Yeah. But when you edit it, it looks well smooth. Okay, connect to device. Join. You are now connected to your motorcycle. You're connected. Come on. So let's use the turn-by-turn navigation on the Himalayan 450, connected to my phone, to take us to my favourite green lane in the whole of Surrey. And we're going to see what this bike is like off the tarmac. And just in case you're wondering how I cart around all my film kit, I use this Stubble & Co. everyday backpack, tripod on the side, try and keep it nice and light, and it all just lives in here. It's a great bag, would recommend. 22 minutes. Don't lock the phone. Ooh, don't lock the phone. Interesting. So it looks like, just based on this message, you have to keep your phone unlocked the whole time, so the screen's on. Which maybe defeats the point of connecting it to your phone, because you can't exactly chuck it in your pocket like that. So this is the analog, you get it down the bottom, and then I'm just going to hold the mode button. Ooh, very nice. Oh wow, that's amazing, look at that. That's epic. I think it's actually getting me to go down this gravel track, which is not the way I would have gone. Shall we do it? Hey, let's bloody do it. You're not going to not, are you? Oh, we can still do wheel spins. So this is where the seating position kind of makes sense to me. Like, I don't have to stand up the whole time. Can't tell you how inexperienced I am riding on gravel. Last time I was on gravel, I stacked it, so a little bit nervous, can't lie. But anyways, it's good content, isn't it? Wow, we could do wheel spins. Might go over. There we go, better. Let's go full adventure mode then. Standing up, very comfortable. Got a nice spot to tighten my calves onto the side of the seat there. and it's a very balanced kind of neutral position. I would definitely want to lift these bars up. Look at this, this is beautiful. Wow. Well, thanks Himalayan for sending me down here, that was fun. It's the stock tyres on here, which are kind of look knobbly, but they're not really. But I mean, they seem fine on here, don't they? I often find when we're talking about gear and like adventure bikes, the biggest limitation is the person riding the bike. You could talk about quality of tyres and all that, and yes, there's an element of like inspiring confidence, but ultimately I think it comes down to the rider, doesn't it? I've seen people do crazy things on this thing which I would just never even dream of doing, yeah, even with all the best gear in the world. But hey, first little off-road trip. Couple of skids, complete. We've got two modes here. We've got eco mode with ABS on and ABS off, and I believe because it's ride by wire, it makes the initial throttle response way less snappy, which is probably great for off-road actually. And then you've got performance mode, ABS on, rear ABS off, so you can do skids. Nice. Let's go. Should we just see what eco mode is like? I mean, it doesn't feel that different, to be honest. I mean, this is a Royal Enfield for like 5 grand. It's got a sat nav built in. That's crazy. Who'd have thought? I genuinely, that's amazing. I don't know, yeah, wow, very cool. You can't really knock it, to be honest, as long as it works. So far, seems to be going well, even in 30-degree heat. How lush is this road? Woohoo! There's plenty enough pep to, you don't feel like you're actually wringing its neck the whole time. So if I lock my screen, what happens? That happens. So that's a bit of a shame. You have to have your screen open. It must be a permissions thing. It's probably Apple, to be honest. So you've got to have your screen on, which means you have to have a charger. And the good thing is, you've got a little USB Type-C under here to plug your charger, to plug your phone into. How cool is that? Love that. So they've thought that through. If I had a cable, I'd be charging my phone right now, but I don't. So we're going to crack on. Very nice. So yeah, this throttle response is definitely tempered down in eco. Just a lot kind of roll on, which you might be into and you might not. The good thing is you've got a choice, so you can't complain. Ah! So yeah, this is, I mean, we really are spoiled. I'm half an hour-ish from this insane place. I absolutely love coming down here when I can. It's just magical out here. Imagine living here. Like and subscribe so I can get some sponsorship money and get a house like that, please. Honestly, it's one of my absolute dreams. I love making content like this, and if I could do it full time, I would be such a happy boy. Alright, a light gravel. I think in America you'd call this a fire road, and this is what we call in the UK a bit of mud, a green lane. It's very overgrown now, so I need to be careful because lots of people ride here. It's a really well-known one, so I need to go easy for sure. But green lanes are basically public byways where it is legal to drive and ride motorised vehicles And it generally is very hard to come by spots like this in the UK now. Oh, it's pretty loose here. Yeah, there's a lot of control of like land, and just population density is so high. You don't really tend to get many places like this anymore, where you can just roam free, at least in and around, like, you know, South England, London. So this is an absolute gem. It's just lovely to ride somewhere you feel like you're kind of adventuring a bit and exploring. Wow, it's overgrown. This feels like a little dirt bike, honestly. It's not crazy heavy. I think it's around 175 kilos, maybe 180 when it's wet, which is, I guess, heavy when you put me on it, but it doesn't feel it, and it's much to the praise of that front wheel and the suspension. I think it's still quite light, and it's malleable over changes in terrain, and yeah, soaking up these bumps. These are pretty hefty potholes. Soaking them up just fine. Crikey, look at this. Guys. Major benefit of this lightweight is how maneuverable it is when you're just pushing it around. Like, I'm hardly even trying here. It's not a small bike by any means, but if you get stuck in a little bit of mud or lane or something, you're going to get on just fine trying to pull it out. That's the thing. This isn't a cafe racer. It's not an enduro. It's not really a scrambler. It's an adventure bike. And these are a lot of the places you want to be, but a lot of these large capacity adventure bikes are just so big and heavy now. When you do get stuck, you need a mate to come and help you. I'm going to make a bold statement here. This is I'm more confident on this than I ever was on my DRZ. So good. I feel like this is a good spot to stop and tell you why this is such an important bike to me. So, why is this so important to me? Why is this first ride so high stakes? Well, let me tell you. Some of you watching this might know already what I'm doing because you've seen on Instagram. But on the 29th of July, I'll be leaving the bike shed in central London for 48 hours, riding to all four corners of mainland Great Britain. I'll be going down to Land's End, I'll be going to St David's in Wales, all the way up to John O'Groats in Scotland, to Ness Point in Lowestoft, and back to the bike shed, hopefully in under 48 hours. And for many of you, including me, that sounds absolutely crazy. And yeah, I'll be honest with you, I'm starting to realise as time ticks on and we get closer to it, how hard it's going to be. I came to the decision that I would need to find a bike that is capable of doing that amount of miles in comfort and relative comfort and safety. And I've landed on the Himalayan 450. It's tried and tested by tourers all around the world. People have done silly miles on these things. They're cheap to run. I'm funding the whole thing myself. So fuel economy actually is important over what is going to be 2,300 miles. I'm raising money for two charities that are very close to me. Movember, who work to educate, raise awareness around men's health, both mental and physical, prostate cancer being the main one, and Mental Health Motorbike, which are a smaller charity based in the UK, who their vision is to have a nationwide network of motorcycle riders who are mental health first aiders, and they're trained properly and are equipped to help people who are in crisis, to be friends when people need a friend, to provide support to families who've lost loved ones. And I did a bit of training with them last year, and it really is amazing what they're doing. So I'm trying to raise as much money as I can to support both of these charities. On that note, if you're watching this, you're interested in the Himalayan, you don't really care about anything else, totally fine. But if that resonates with you and you want to support me on the ride, it's July the 29th, 2025, and I'll leave the donations open a little bit longer afterwards. I'll leave a link in my description here, and I'd really appreciate any support financially that you can give. Or if you want to just share about it, tag me on Instagram at Willie's Wheels, post it where you like, share it with your friends. I've also posted it on LinkedIn. My name's Will Chamberlain, if you're into that. I'd really appreciate the support, not for me, but to help as many people as possible. That's the goal. So the Himalayan was bought, literally having never ridden one, purely based off specs, and thankfully really good friends who are reviewers and have used the bike and said, you know what, that's going to be a good shout. So this first ride has solidified my decision in my mind. I genuinely am really impressed with this bike. I think it's going to be more than capable of the job. And again, same with off-roading, the main limitation is going to be the big dingus who's riding it. This ride became popular through the Iron Butt Association. They specialise in long distance rides. And this one's called the Full Monty, which I think is quite apt. Willie does the Full Monty. It's going to be fun. I'll tell you what, I think this is the most enjoyable first ride I've ever done. We just kind of happened to get here. This wasn't really part of the plan to find this exact spot, but there's butterflies all around me, bees are buzzing, and I love where bikes can take you, and this has made it really easy. It's a great bike. So I'm going to slowly make my way home now. I think I'll use the Royal Enfield map thing, as long as my phone lasts, and if I end up on a motorway, I'll check in and let you know how it is. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. Did you see that butterfly just landed on me? That's so sick. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comments of the Himalayan, and like it if you haven't already. And if you've enjoyed this video, I make lots of videos like this, so why don't you subscribe, join the community, and plenty more to come. And if you are interested, you'll find a link to my Just Giving page for the Iron Butt Full Monty that I'll be doing for Men's Health at the end of this month. I need the support, because I tell you what, it's going to be grim.